It seems like all the trailers for Predator Badlands have been released, and this movie looks like a ton of fun. Let's check out the teaser trailer first.
I didn't think you survived. You're hunting something that can't be killed.
When I first saw this teaser, I was like, wow, this seems serious. I wasn't a huge fan of the Predator design. It looks very humanoid, like way more than usual. But then I got more information about this being basically a very young yautja going on its first hunt. So I was like, yeah, it makes sense that it doesn't look like a seasoned hunter. We also see Elle Fanning's character, and we can kind of discern that it's gonna be an android basically. So even though the whole thing doesn't take place on Earth, we kind of have an idea of the timeline or the vague era that they're gonna be in. But if the teaser trailer did not convince you because it looks like, you know, a man in a costume fighting a bunch of CGI monsters, let's watch the official trailer and you're gonna see a little bit of a tone shift.
So this is your first hunt. And you've come to the most dangerous planet in the universe. You're after a creature that can't be killed. The definitive apex predator. I could help you. Well, good luck with your journey. Here, you're not the predator. You're the prey.
Treacherous!
We might not be alone in this hunt.
Okay, so still pretty badass, but you know, we have a little bit of a comic relief with Elle Fanning's character. She said in interviews that she might be playing multiple characters, so we can assume that some of the androids that we're seeing in the trailer might not be the same person, right? Might have different personalities. There's one that seems to be a little more chatty and a little more, you know, of the comic relief. And maybe we'll see another one that's more, you know, badass and more serious. But of course, the most glaring thing here is the idea of, oh, you're not the predator here, you're the prey. And then, you know, the yautja being like, I'm prey to no one or whatever. It's funny because it's the same director that made the movie Prey, where we had, you know, an amateur hunter that was, you know, considered weak and was trying to prove themselves, except that time it was a human being fighting a predator. And now we basically take a predator and we put him exactly in that spot. It's like, okay, you're weak, you can't hunt for shit, and you have to prove yourself. So from what I gathered, this is not just a young predator who's, out to hunt to prove themselves. It's an outcast. It's kind of a reject. We see them fighting another Yautja or another predator in this case in the trailer. So I wonder if that's going to be explained or if we're going to have any clues. I don't know much about that. We also see some humans, weirdly enough, being attacked by a weird tentacle thing. So in a way, it's cool to know that there's going to be a little bit of, relatability. It's not going to be a movie only about an android and a Yautja, right? Because come on, like it's we need to have stuff to relate to a little bit, But here we have a glimpse at the other predator that it seems to be fighting with like the white dreads. It looks so cool. I really wonder what this is about. In my opinion, it's probably gonna be another predator that comes to defeat that big monster that this one is trying to get. But of course, this one is probably not gonna respect him because, first hunt and all that, and it's probably gonna just try to get rid of him so he can get like the trophy for himself. Now this scene right there is pretty cool, but I don't know what humans have to do with this. Well, I'm guessing like if they have the android, that's like a human company created those androids, but it's pretty intriguing to have a squad of human beings. Remember the catchphrase for Alien vs Predator? That was like, no matter who wins, we lose. Also, I really like that mech at the end. Reminds me of Alien. So yeah, that trailer clarified the setting and also made me realize that, yes, okay, that's why he's so humanoid but we're gonna have to kind of relate and root for him. So I get it. Good design. I like it. So yeah, I don't know too much about the whole lore, the entire lore. I know a little bit from the movies mostly. I haven't really played the games. I have not watched Killer of Killers yet, but I saw an interview where someone was like, oh, I would love to see a predator take on something like a T-Rex or a dinosaur. And the director was like, well, there's something in this movie that you're gonna like. So I'm excited for that. I also read an article about how this reminded the author of the game Predator Concrete Jungle, but people in the comments seems to be like, hey, this has nothing to do with Concrete Jungle. So I don't know. I haven't played it. Either way, since it's from the director of Prey, I really enjoyed Prey. It wasn't as extravagant as it could have been, but I love how down to earth it was. I also love the storyline of a weak hunter trying to prove themselves and overcoming obstacles and going against the odds and all that good stuff. So I'm all for it. I don't think it's gonna be a 10 out of 10 movie, but I sure hope that it's gonna be as fun as the trailers look. Oh, and if you wanna hear me yap about more trailers, movies, TV shows, then make sure you subscribe.